John Moore on entertainment, and Dolly Parton passed away yesterday. Brief battle. We were told she was secretly battling cancer.
Yeah, well, she said not long ago she was calling off a tour, and she said she had some health issues, but she was going to be okay. But I guess she was trying to, insulate against sort of the outreach there would have been if everybody knew that she was dying. But what an incredible person in every way. I mean, an incredible songwriter, performer. She was a fantastic actress. She was a philanthropist, and she was just the sweetest person you could ever meet. I was one of just a handful of people who was chosen 10 years ago to sit down with her and do interviews, and she was amazing. And then about a year later, she was booked on my show again, and she just opened up and said, "Hello, John Moore," and I thought, okay. I am basking in the sun of Dolly Parton.
What do you remember about her physically? Like, was she 5 foot nothing? Like, was she a tiny little person?
She's a tiny little person, but of course she dressed spectacularly, and she was always famous for being somewhat fulsome, I guess we could say. Yeah. And what was interesting in meeting her, actually, was they set up two different fake living rooms, and they were identical. So she'd be in one doing an interview, and you'd go into the other one and sit down in the chair and wait, and then she would come in, and it was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm meeting Dolly Parton. One of the things we talked about in that conversation was, I said, do people take advantage of the idea that you're not so smart, and that is one of the keys to you doing business? And she said, absolutely. And it was part of, she was this towering business person between her records and Dollywood and all that kind of stuff. So I asked her, actually, okay, so, what are you worth?
Hey, I count my blessings more than I count my money. Well, I like the business end of things. I try to keep my mind on my business. My daddy always told me that. I got my business sense from my dad, and he was always saying, "Don't you ever let people take advantage of you. You be smart. You keep your own stuff. Keep your eggs in your basket." So I got a lot of good help from my dad. But I've been very blessed. I've had a lot of wonderful people helping me out with a lot of the business things that I'm in. And don't you believe all them numbers people quote? They're always saying that sort of thing.
That's amazing. Yeah. The fourth of 12 children.
I know. And dirt poor when she was growing up. Yeah. But it's estimated she probably has a net worth of $500 million.
Has Australia banned artificial intelligence generated music?
Apparently, there's a cover of Madonna's Like a Prayer that was done by AI, and it became a radio hit. It went to number 2. So Australia is now banning AI-generated music on the charts at the very least. So it's not a government thing. It's an industry thing. But I find this really fascinating because it's kind of, for me, like Milli Vanilli. Remember when Milli Vanilli, we found out that the two guys were just lip-syncing for some other guy who recorded the music, so they took their Grammys away. And I thought, yeah, but the music is still the music, right?
They should have given the Grammy to the other guy, other guys who sang it. Yeah, it's weird.
And when it comes to AI-generated music, I appreciate there's probably a lot of musicians and actors listening to me right now saying, no, we can't let them take over. But, if AI creates a song that people like, then, what's the big
song
deal?
Go, girl, you know it's true. That one? Ooh,
yes.
Ooh, I love you. Yeah.
And then there's a whole history. We could play a parlor game here of songs that were created as nonsense songs. For example, What Does the Fox Say? And then there's this Italian guy who came out with a song that was just gibberish, but it was a tribute to American music in the 1970s. Yeah. There's a long history of stuff that is generated almost to mock the industry that people tend to like.
John, you have a good day. Have a great day. And also, John Moore, CJAD Entertainment.